Yes, guys, so welcome to the NonFungible Podcast. It's been a minute, but as you see, we are at Studio Bank. This is Suresh. He's my partner in this business. I've known him for many years.
Boy, too many years.
And he knows me very well, and I know him very well. So it's going to be a very good conversation. But today, we're going to be talking about being a coward and cowards. Obviously, this podcast is always about just seeing how we can change things in the world and also informing people. But I just wanted to talk about this because it's something that's on my heart, and I feel like a lot of people, and when I say a lot of people, majority of the world don't really say what they really think.
100%. 99.9% of people will not say what they think.
Yeah, because they feel like they don't want to be the villain or stand out, 100%. Or they don't want to get into trouble because they want to fit in. And
what society wants you to be, isn't it? That's
100%.
That's why they don't say it.
100%. Even from my perspective, I don't want people to fit in and and it goes against their morals and principles.
Yeah, of course, yeah, I get that.
Because some people just fit in and they don't care about the morals and principles.
100%.
And that there, it's one thing that I feel like needs to come back a lot more in terms of having values, morals, and principles.
I think people are scared. I think that the fear factor is as well of upsetting like people's like thoughts. Like my opinion of certain subjects, certain topics. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're outrageous, but some people could get really offended by them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So sometimes I think because of that, you just go, it's probably better not to say anything.
Yeah.
But it's cowardly as well.
Yeah, it's cowardly. Yeah. But don't you feel, this is what I'd written down, don't you feel like you're in a prison, a mental
100%,
prison?
100%.
Because you can't...
Society's a prison.
You can't express how you want to express.
It's not even just about, it's not necessarily that you can't express. You can't even question it. You know, like if I was to question the understanding of people's sexuality, how dare you ask me that question?
Yeah.
Well, I just want some more information, bub. That's what I'm here for.
100%.
You are a sexist, you're this. No, I can't, do you know what I mean? It's just, I think there is a big fear factor, and it's just like the unknown of what's going to come out of it.
100%. And I think as men, as we are, I feel that the fact that we've let a lot of these things slide.
Yes.
And letting these things slide.
Accountability, I like
that. Accountability is very important. Yes. So even though sometimes you don't want to say something, but the hard conversations need to be had.
100%.
Because when you don't have the hard conversations and you shy away from having them, then all sorts of fuckery ends up happening.
Madness.
And by the way, you can swear on this.
Thank fuck for that, because I've been really holding it together.
Nah.
And I didn't want to go, sorry, can we swear in this?
Yeah, it's a very open conversation.
Perfect.
Open, like I want it to flow. And even if your points are against mine, that's fine, because I think being able to have your opinion and try and learn from that different perspective
100%.
is good.
I mean, I think that's the whole point of what you're talking about today, is being able to literally
being able to do that. 100%. And even not even just on a talking perspective as well. It's just like when you're out on the street and you see specific man, like for example, was in the gym or was walking through town or something like that, and you said like, listen, are you okay? Because you look like he was going to bang him out. When we were at Sainsbury's. But it was in my head. I was just literally thinking about something completely. I didn't even know what the guy even looked like.
I get what you're saying. And a lot of people probably wouldn't have brought that up to you, because they'd be like, I don't know if it's the right topic to bring up.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, at first I was like, do I even raise this to him? Because I knew that you've had a hard weekend and you've been working late and stuff. So I was just like, do I bring this up to him right now? And I was like, no, you know what? He needs to know. Bruv, the way you looked at my man, the geezer thought his life was over. He grabbed his wife's hand and dipped. My man, whoosh, boom, gone. I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, I ain't saying nothing to the other. He looked at me for help. I said, I ain't helping you, brother.
Bro, I just think, like, even, like, that's why I respect you as a friend, because you are open and transparent with me, and I'm open and transparent with you.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like a lot of that disappears in a lot of friendship groups, from my perspective.
Yeah.
And you know me as well. I will just graft work. I'm not really out and about with loads of people. I just focus on what I'm doing in it.
100%.
And that doesn't make me no better or worse off than anyone else.
Not, no.
It just means that like I'm just on my grind and my focus in it. But I feel like there's not a lot of people. Bro, I respect you because you genuinely just said, you know what, this is going to help him, so I'm going to tell him.
Yeah, 100%.
I know loads of people and loads of friends that will not tell me shit because they feel like...
Perfect one. Sorry, finish that. One came straight into my head.
Because there's not many, bro. Like there's you and like one or that, and there's just couple in it.
Couple people.
There's couple people,
That's it.
but
See,
like
I
those
don't
that you would
think
I think those that you would expect as well don't actually do it, bro.
Nah, that's so I have a few
That bugs me out, bro.
that are like this, that are here tight,
Mm-hmm.
and then you realise they're not as tight as that because they allow you to do things that realistically aren't great for you. Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
And they don't bring you up on it or pull you up on it. But like talking about friendships and keeping friends accountable and trying to keep, giving the hard message, as you said.
Yeah.
You have a real tendency. And remember I told you this about like when you're in work mode, my Theo goes from like, yeah, boom. Yeah. And it's like this robot.
Yeah.
And I said to you, I said, listen, don't fucking come back here.
Guys, he did tell me that. And I actually went home and I was like, Cass, am I like that? She was like, yeah, you can be like that.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, carry on.
Don't fucking come back here, right? Because I'm up here and my level needs to stay here. Otherwise, we ain't building no walls. we ain't painting nothing.
Nah.
But it's like, and that's happened. That mode you go into has happened several times.
Mm-hmm.
Several times. And I was always like, I don't know what to do, I don't know. And then I was just like, it can't happen anymore. Mm-hmm. He needs to know. And I've never seen it again. Mm-hmm. Never seen it again. Because it's not wrong what you're doing because you just take your time, but you're more observant to go, you know what, yeah, shit, I need to... Other people are around me right now. Yeah. Right now, my level should be at this level. So, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it is definitely hard. Like, I think people find it really difficult. And talking about parents, I think... Parents shy away from telling us things as well sometimes.
Yeah, 1000%. I totally agree.
I know my mom 100%.
Yeah, like
she guys tell me too much sometimes.
It's like we had the conversation about like children and like either they're being coddled or actually telling them the truth about the world as well. And even that is that you being cowardice to your child and not allowing them to know this is real life. I'm not going to put you in it.
No, but you need to know about it.
100%.
100%. I was. I'm a big advocate of this. If you don't tell your kid, if I don't tell my child, I don't want someone else to, and I don't want them to find out another way, and I don't want them to be involved in something that they find out that way.
Yeah,
they need to know from me.
100%.
And as much as I can advise my child, I will. And as much as information as I can give them, I will. And sometimes you have to take the hard route, and sometimes you have to come up with the hard conversations. Mm-hmm. There are paedophiles out there.
Yeah. You can talk about all that shit on here.
Okay. There are paedophiles out there.
I'm going to be running the fucking shit out of them on other podcasts, so yeah.
There are paedophiles out there. There are rapists out there. Well, what's that? What does this mean? Right. First of all, if a child is being molested, they don't know about it because they don't know it's right or wrong. Mm-hmm. So whose job is it to fucking tell him?
It's your job to do that. Because
let me tell you something. If the first thing you do when you buy an oven in a house and you got kids there and you say, "Don't touch this, hot, burn," yeah,
yeah,
okay,
makes sense.
Everything else should be the same thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Alcohol. Don't drink alcohol because you're going to get like this and this. This is the repercussions. Mm-hmm. Don't let fucking Uncle Dave come round, sit with ya. It's Uncle Dave put his hand on you. No, that's not good.
Like that.
You get me? So, like, I have had hard conversations with Monroe. And I've said to her, she's very free around the house. When it's just me around the house, she's fucking bottoms out, running around.
100%.
Are the curtains shut? Why do the curtains need to be shut, Dad? Because see peeping Tom over there, he'll have his binoculars out and looking at you. Why would he do that, Dad? Because there's nasty people in the world, Monroe. Mm-hmm. Now, what does that do to the child? Does it make the child worse? Well, fucking let me tell you what it made my child. It shuts them fucking curtains. And she's a red alert. Now, you know my daughter.
Yeah.
Is she deprived of anything?
No.
Is she happy?
Happy.
Does she have any social imbalance?
None. She plays enough. She's smart, observant, and she's on it.
But people will sit there and tell you shouldn't tell your children stuff like that.
That's just a bag of foolishness. That's cowardly, and that's why I feel like the respect from the younger generation to the older generation has disappeared, because there's no morals or principles, because the older people are very they're just cowardly. They just don't want to talk about it.
100%.
And it's just, how would you not want to protect your young people or your family or your friends?
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all. Just because of having the conversation is going to look bad.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I'd written down was, do you make your empathy take over your values and your principles?
This is a brilliant question. Because up until Monroe, I would say, who's now 8, I had no empathy. Monroe brought out all of my emotions.
100%.
Prior to that, I had no emotions. It was about
black and white is what it is.
Making money, having a great lifestyle, and that was it. I had nothing else. If you wanted to, don't cry to me. My mum would have a problem. Money will solve that. That's how life used to be. So I had no empathy. Now, I think I have too much empathy. And yeah, I think sometimes my empathy to certain situations can steer my conversations and steer what I'm going to say to people and going to do in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because I'll empathise with the person.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be like, deep down I know that that's not great. Okay, let's put an example to it because it's probably easier. We're going to use different characters.
Yeah.
Because the people who watch it, they'll know who the people are. So I'm going to be very careful. So someone's daughter was walking around in clothing that was very inappropriate for their age.
Yeah.
Listen, whatever you wear is whatever you wear. For your age, there should be a certain.
Yeah,
you've got to
100%.
dress a certain manner. And the situation they were in was a family situation. However, I felt very bad for the dad because I was like, if he tells his daughter, don't dress like this at her age of 12, 11, something like that, she's just going to go, okay, no problem, and then go stay at her mum's. And then the dad doesn't get to see her. So my empathy was, don't say anything about it. Because I can't have him lose his child for this. Yeah. However, I should have gone, you need to get that fucking out with. Because there's so many bad eyes and bad fucking wills out there.
Yeah.
That it's just not fair. That young girl, as innocent as it might be, which I don't think was as innocent, by the way. Because I don't think all children are innocent. I think a lot of children we aren't aware of, they actually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're wearing something to look a certain way, like other people do on TV.
That's on TV, yeah. YouTube, all of that
exactly.
shit.
Get me? And I felt bad, so I didn't say anything. So yeah, my answer is yes. I do not to say things because of empathy.
Yeah, I feel like I've come into myself a bit more over this year and last year.
Yeah.
In just being more straight with people as well. Because before, I'd say definitely more people pleasing, want to do this, want to do that. Now it's like, no, fuck you, stop that. I ain't got time to waste. If it doesn't do this, and this, I'm not about it.
You know what's really funny about that is when we've had a few business meetings, and one of the most recent ones we had, I wanted the deal, and it was, listen, if I ain't running this way, forget about it. So, see you later. Pack your shit and get the fuck out. I was like, we didn't even negotiate. We didn't talk. No. They'll come back, Suresh. They'll come back. And I didn't realise that actually you get a lot more respect when you say it exactly how it is.
Yeah, 100%. You have to.
This is what I can deliver. This is what I'm going to do. Here's my word. My word is my bond. And that's it. If you don't like it, it ain't for me. See you later. And I think too many times in my past life, I people please to the point where the business or whatever the conversation has been at the detriment of myself.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something I've taken away
I
from
think
our relationship.
that there as well is, bro, I've only just come into that.
Yeah.
And you know what? It triggered me more. Even when I was in that, I was like, I can't put up with shit anymore.
No, I know.
If it comes up, if you're taking time away from my child,
life, yeah, 100%.
and then like me growing as a person, then allow it.
No, that's no point.
Because it's just, that's where probably people say like, why am I so
to the point?
Because I know like if it's not got anything to do with kids or personal growth, then I'm not going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a headache. It's going to be more stress than it's worth. It's going to cost me money, and then that doesn't materialize in any time or financial gain for my kids.
Yeah, no, I completely
So
agree.
it makes no sense to me. But like, I just recently coming through a perspective of there was an issue out in the world where I saw with some kids a situation, and I heard a situation, and I was aware of a situation, and me speaking up about that situation was a good thing and a bad thing.
Okay.
Sometimes you can spread light on a situation that it seems dark for that person.
100%.
And that light is complete truth. And they understand like if those situations, I can't deal with you if you're dealing with the kids or people around the kids are being dealt with that way. Because that goes against my moral compass. So if I speak up about it, you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, 100%.
And some people don't like that, the fact that the truth sets people free as much as and it hurts.
Cliche as fuck, but the truth hurts.
But in the reality of things, would you prefer someone to butter it up so it tastes good?
I know what you're saying. Or give it yes as
or allow that person to carry on dealing with getting beaten or issues that come to them. Because then
I'd rather be told, me personally.
And I think it's the best thing is to be told, and when some people walk around with a blindfold in life.
Got them horse, what are they called?
Blinders.
Horse vision.
Yeah, horse blinders.
Stupid.
But it's just their blinkers,
Horse
blinkers.
That's the one.
But yeah, and I think that the fact that if you can't say what you need to say in the world, but even to the people that you like or love or appreciate, then you're doing yourself and them an injustice.
Massively. What I want to know is what happened to freedom of speech. Because it doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist anymore. Well, it does to a certain extent.
You can say what you want, but the amount of shit you get is just outrageous nowadays.
Yeah, it's
absolutely outrageous.
It is.
It's
but that's based on
worse.
That's
until people start going, you know what? I don't give a fuck what you have to say back. This is my opinion, 100%. And that's it.
I think the internet.
Oh, it's ruined everything.
I wouldn't say it's ruined. It's
great for certain things.
It's good and bad. Shit. But like when you got keyboard warriors that are out there, that if there was in front of man, it would be a different ball game.
Wouldn't say a thing.
Because they'd be like, they wouldn't say a thing. They'd just walk past.
100%.
But if they had that conversation in front, I could respect them for having their point of view in front of me.
100%.
But as you know, I'm a man of action and doing and let's go.
Yeah.
But the reality behind doing the podcast is, as much as I like to do the action stuff and doing, because I'm a doer, it's about talking as well. And I think a lot of men don't talk. They just hold on to a lot of their things themselves.
100%.
And then it eats them up.
Yeah.
It either eats them up or builds them up.
Yeah.
So it can go both ways. But I think in how council culture is now, and you just put in a little bit of input into some things, it just shows you how soft the world is.
Yeah, God. It's sponge, mate. It's just sponge, it just melts. Like, it's just ridiculous. It annoys me. It's like comedians nowadays. Like, I love comedy. Like, love comedy. If you can't go to a comedy show and him sit there and ridicule every single thing about me and me not walk out laughing, don't go to a comedy show. Bro, that's simple. If you go to a comedy show and the guy says, ha, 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 you're gay, and you sit there and you cry about it, don't go to a fucking comedy show.
Don't.
If he sits there and he says to me, he said, oh, Suresh, you've got a bit of a lazy eye there, mate, and your hands are all mashed up, and I don't walk out laughing, don't go. Mm-hmm. It's not about all my rights and all this. It's just soft, bruv. That's it. That's all it is. It's just soft. You just can't handle it. You just can't deal with being told something that you don't want to be told. Just shut the fuck up.
I deal with it.
Oh, I'm sweating.
But this is the reason why Non-Fungible Podcast, because these conversations need to happen.
But honestly, it blows my fucking mind, right? You could sit there, a girl could sit there to me and she'd go to me, you are fat. And I'd sit there and go, yeah, I drink a lot of beer.
I can deal with it.
But that's it. I don't go home and cry about it. I don't step on on your podcast and go, don't tell me I'm fat, please, when you see me in the streets. But perfect example. For the last couple of weeks, everyone's seen me in working boots, shorts, right? And I swear to God, I normally dress jeans, suits and all this every day. Mm-hmm. And I must have had 20 people message me, just seen you, look like shit. Not for 1 second did it bother me. In fact, it was hilarious. Mm-hmm. And I turned it into a fucking massive joke. Mm-hmm. And I went out on Instagram and I was like, listen, if you fucking see me dressed like this for the next couple of weeks, mind your fucking business. And that's it. That's me. Just shut the fuck up and fuck off. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me because I'm not a pussy about it.
But with puss. But with like that now, that also comes down to how you're grown as a person in it.
No, because I was brought up soft, bruv. You met my mum's. My mum's harsh, but let me tell you something now. But I was the kid at school that had everything.
But you've learned that though.
I had to learn it.
Yeah. But the thing is that when you learned it, some people don't, and people live in their own bubble. When you're privileged to hell and you think, no one should ridicule you or give you any sense of truth, then you feel like anything that anyone else says, it's a lie or it hurts 100%. Or you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do. Everyone has the right to say what they need to say. 100%. If you don't like it, then that's your fucking 100%. Business, isn't it? But what needs to happen is like the coddling your child, and so they don't experience what life is really about.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. I remember saying, I can't wait for Barley to trip up and fall at X, Y, Z.
100%.
But obviously I understand that a mother is always nurturing and caring and wants them to be safe. 100%. But on the flip side, the world is full of trips. It's full of
every angle.
Getting hurt is full of problems and solutions.
100%.
So it's just how you're brought up to deal with those things makes a massive difference.
Yeah, God, I mean, if you've got the bringing up to learn to have been able to deal with it, great, 100%. And if you don't, you're fucked unless you do it yourself.
So how did you get your confidence in being able to deal with that then? Because some people would be cowardly and not deal with it and not confront it.
I'll be honest with you. I was very, very confident. It's actually quite a good conversation because it's very recent that this has all changed. I was very confident when I was younger, then a teenager, extremely confident. When I mean confident, I would go up to girls in public places and be like, hey, what are you saying? Digits, whatever it was. Here's my number on a piece of paper back then. Mm-hmm. And I was super confident about it. It didn't bother me. Then I lost all my confidence, and that's when all my depression came and my anxiety came. And then I built myself back again now. I'm on my second life is what I like to call it now. Mm-hmm. And the way I built it back is, honestly, hands down, no word of lies, I realised that I was being a pussy-hole. I was being a little weakling. I was being a little, just a timid, frail. I just said to myself, bruv, if that's what your life is going to be like from now on, and that's how you're going to be, bruv, you might as well jump out the fucking window and 1, 2, 1, do 1. Yeah. Because there's just no point in living life like this. I don't think I'd spoken to a girl in a situation, in a scenario, unless I'd known her for 4 years. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'd spoken out aloud. Me in a podcast, whether you wouldn't have caught it, unless unless I had a drink. Then I'm big boy. Today I've not had a drink. I can do it now. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not an alcoholic, by the way. I said today I haven't had a drink. I meant like I don't need to drink to do things.
Yeah.
But also, you know, a lot of character building. I had to work a lot myself, and I think the gym was one of the biggest ones for me. Because confidence building is about overcoming. It's overcoming that perspective you have of yourself.
Yeah.
So the first thing I needed to do was control my mind.
100%.
I couldn't control my mind. I couldn't control my own thoughts. And I couldn't control what I think about myself. Well,
Question, before you carry on,
Yeah.
sorry for cutting you.
No.
How did you manage to get hold of your thoughts?
So I was firstly, and this is the main thing, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I've created a course and everything.
Nah, bro.
I'm starting up a new
We
company.
support our people
We
over here.
support our brothers. Suresh Mind PT. It's because it's all about the mind. So what the first thing you need to realize is that those thoughts you're having thoughts. Like all that shit is something. And I'm releasing a book along with this that will explain. It's not a book that you read at the moment. It's completely different because I tell you the problem. So my problem was I would always have these negative thoughts about myself. I'd walk into the gym and I'd go, they're looking at me because I'm too fat. She's looking at me because I haven't had my hair cut. I'd constantly criticise myself without anyone else having to... Don't worry about somebody telling me on the internet I was a dickhead. I'd fucking tell myself I was a dickhead. Dickhead. So once I started to do that, then I started to realise I can't tell myself these things. These things aren't true. And I need to start speaking to myself higher. So what I started doing when I walk into the gym, I'd change the way Sally would look at me in my head. So Sally would look at me about, she's fucking looking at me because I'm too good looking. Stupid, cocky, but I tell you what, it slowly started to builds the thought pattern change, because that's what you need to do. It's got to be, the thought pattern's got to go from negative to positive. So as soon as you start changing it and you're conscious of changing it, bruv, everything started to change.
Yeah, 100%.
Then I started in the gym, then I was training. And then, you know, when you get to that, oh, I've done 10, I'm tired. You put it down, and that's when that whole concept of you're a bitch comes in.
Yeah.
So then I go, bruv, I'm not even joking. That is exactly what it is. Then I'd go, yo, you're a bitch? The fuck? Then I start going, well, what if that weight was on your daughter? You ain't lifting. Like, it gets me mad saying that now.
Yeah, 100%.
So then I'm lifting that fucking weight. So if I can lift that weight, if someone else's life depended on it, isn't my life important?
Yeah, 100%.
So lift that fucking weight for yourself. And that weight is your thought. Get rid of the thought. Bruv, I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, the problem with anxiety and depression all starts in your brain. It's all yourself. So the second you can start controlling that, the better. And you know, you have to do it with your,
and that
whichever
comes with
voice
you
is yours.
Talking out positively to yourself
100%.
and internally as well.
100%. Bro, you know when I'm sitting at home, listen, if I showed you my phone about how many bicep pictures I've got of myself.
But it also shows as well, your internal value is more important. Your principles
my morals
are
went up.
important.
As soon as I started to value myself, my morals started to go up more. So then, you start to realise that, you know, like, I'm caught up over a girl, let's say. You caught up over her for? Bruv, she was that when you were that. Now you're this. Nah. Never would I put up with that. Never would I ever deal with that. Never do I want to go through that. I'm not going to put myself through that again. Bro, the name would come up on my phone. Full anxiety attacks your whole body. What? For what? Because you're worried that you've done something wrong or something's not. Nah, fuck that. Could never be me again. Could never. You know, and this is the thing. It's about having that non-coward look at things and tell yourself, you know what? It's okay that you're a coward right now.
That is one thing. That's 110%.
100%.
If you can be okay saying, you know what, I'm a coward right now, and then flipping it, carry on.
If you're a coward right now, it's okay. But God damn it, if you know you're a fucking coward and you're not doing something about it, then there's something fucking majorly wrong. Then you need to reach out to one of us and we're going to fucking help you. But if you know you're a coward, you've got to start changing it.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay that you're a coward right now. Now you can see the symptoms of what cowardice behaviour is like. Now you can start to align them with your behaviour and what you're like. You can go, oh shit, they are cowardice traits. It's time to fix them.
Yeah. Totally.
First things first, start talking nice about yourself.
Yeah, you have to.
Well, if you ain't, let me tell you something
You
now.
have
9 times
to.
out of 10 people are saying something nice about you.
Yeah,
100%.
bro. And this happened to me once where someone called me a coward, and bro, I was so pissed. And then, but I literally, it took me 2 days to stop and reflect on it. And then I was like, you know what? I am being too soft. I'm not saying what needs to be said. And after a while, I was like, yo, I'm being a coward and I'm stopping myself. I'm in that mental prison where I can't say anything. And I'm being a little bitch.
Yeah. 100%.
And then I thought to myself, nah, this is going to change. But in order to... And when you say what you need to say, people then look at you like, yo, rah, I was not expecting that. This is different.
Yeah, trust me.
But the reality is, as long as you can communicate what your point correctly as well, and you don't leave any blind spots there. And even if you do, you can come back, because not everyone's brilliant at communicating. Podcasting is about communicating. Like making sure being a host is communicating, sales is communication, marketing is communication. A lot of people don't know how to do that as well.
Well, no, this is
but
ridiculous.
If you can then say, like, listen, this is how I feel. I didn't like this and I didn't like that. And these are the reasons why. And if they're still offended based on you giving your facts and your opinion, then you know that you shouldn't be around them people.
That's their problem.
That's them, because you've then come up with everything that you need to. And then they can make the decision to go through the fucking door, or they can say, you know what, I can make adjustments according to.
100%.
But that is not to say you can't have your opinion. You can have your opinion, but as long as it's not at the detriment of the time or your vision or your purpose in life in it. Those are the main things. And I feel like when you find people that have got purpose, it's less than likely that they'll want to waste your time.
Yeah, no, of course. I think people who have a purpose in their own life, they definitely don't have the time to do themselves. I think finding that purpose is super important part of it. But, you know, the struggle is when you don't have a purpose. Yeah. That's the struggle. 100%, yeah.
So anyway, guys, I want to say thank you very much for watching. And I want to say, Suresh, thank you for being my first guest.
Oh, my pleasure, man.
On Non-Fungible Minds.
I want to come back on, bro. If we get
we are, bro.
If we get to talk like this, I want to have a Suresh series.
Yeah, honestly, you will, bro. Honestly, we've got this space. This is the reason why the upload hasn't been up a lot earlier, is because we've been working on this space. We've been working on business and so forth. But we've also got a website, NonFungible Minds website.com, where we're going to be uploading all of this stuff first. We're going to have like merch on there, which is going to be super cool. Any guest that comes onto the podcast, I'll be also uploading the materials or the information on the website as well. And yeah, there's going to be a bit of a community that I'm going to start building up on Discord. So I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.